Hello folks, this is Steve AB4L. Just got in from shopping, sat down, having a snack, seeing what's happening in the world. Now you know, nothing in this episode is a promotion, nor is it a recommendation, but in a certain sense, it hits home pretty closely. You'll see in a moment. So, Blue Origin successfully launches. No. Bleeping computer. What's the headline article at this moment? American Radio Relay League. Hang on. See the radio in the background? That's more expensive than the one I use, but the microphone looks just like that. American Radio Relay League, ARRL. I'm a member. American Radio Relay League cyber attack takes logbook of the world offline. When you make a contact with somebody, they may want a form of acknowledgement known as a QSL. That's an abbreviation. Because they may need it for getting an award, like worked all states, worked 100 countries. Can you prove it? Now, they used to do it with paper QSLs, but now they accept something called logbook of the world. Now, Wikipedia. Logbook of the World, LOTW, was a web access database provided by the American Radio Relay League to implement a contact verification service among amateur radio operators. Using LOTW radio amateurs, hams, AB4EL is my call sign, were able to claim and verify contacts, QSOs, get a QSL for a QSO, made with other amateurs generally for claiming credit for operating awards, such as DXCC, worked 100 countries. CC, DX is foreign, CC is 100. Previously, hams had to rely on paper QSL cards and submit to the ARRL. See, here's an example of QSL cards. Oh, they don't have mine there? Do you see them? So let's see what it says. The American Radio Relay League, ARRL, warns it suffered a cyber attack which disrupted its IT systems and online operations, including email and the logbook of the world. ARRL is a national association for amateur radio in the United States. There are equivalent organizations in Great Britain, in France, Canada, virtually any country that licenses amateur radio. There's a local equivalent national level. Representing amateur radio interests to the government regulatory bodies, that's one of the things, definitely. Providing technical advice, yes, and promoting events and education programs like publishing a book on how to study for the license, because you have to take an exam. And there are different license grades, and it's progressively more sophisticated, harder. On Thursday, see, I didn't know about this. I just found out. The ARRL announced it suffered a cyber attack that disrupted its networks and systems, including various online services hosted by the organization in Newington, Connecticut. W1AW. Let's get a picture of it. Oh, is that the new building at 225 Main Street in Newington, Connecticut? Oh, that's the new building. I wonder where the old traditional one is. Do you think it's still there? Somewhere on campus? I've never been to either. Oh, that's interesting. They must have torn it down. We are in the process of responding to a serious incident involving access to our network and headquarters-based systems. Several services such as Logbook of the Air and the ARRL Learning Center are affected, they said in a press release. But the website's up because the press release is on arrl.org. News. ARRL System Service Disruption. 17th of May, 2024. Updated. Some members have asked whether their personal information has been compromised in some way. ARRL does not store credit card information. When you renew, and I just actually during this past month, did renew my membership, coincidentally, does not store credit card information anywhere on our systems. What does that imply? When you actually do the payment, you're actually flipped over. I'm not afraid to tell you, I use PayPal. PayPal is separate. You follow? So, no, they didn't get anything from me from ARRL that had to do with my credit card. All they got was that it was PayPal. Go beat them up. And we do not collect Social Security numbers. Things like your addresses, telephone numbers, Social Security numbers, credit card numbers are often stored in commercial IT databases, and that's what they steal and sell on the dark web. So they can then bust in and use your credit card behind your back. I'm not promoting things. The point about PayPal is that they will charge one of my credit cards. The alternative, remember, I'm an idiot running my mouth. The credit cards I have, if I want to, let's say I have a transaction where I'm not sure if I'm going to do it over the web and I'm not sure if those people are really secure, I can log on to my credit card account, for those of you who may not know this, and I can ask for a stand-in credit card number. It's temporary, it's for me, it's for a short period, it's for a specific purpose, and it can never be used again. And if they try to, they know it was stolen. It's not my actual credit card, but when like ARRL sends it through the system, let's say, when it gets to the credit card company, they go, oh yeah, this is a pseudo credit card authorized and we know who to charge. It's because, look, my mind wanders. There's an old Middle Eastern saying, I've said it to you before. It applies here. In the night, there's only one ghost, but 1,000 thieves. These ARRL is online, and the attacks are automated. Eventually, they get to everybody, including you, on your home computer. Our member database only contains publicly available information, like name, address, call sign, along with ARRL specific data like email preferences and membership dates. That's because the money transaction is actually handled by a third party, and they were smart enough at least to do that. So whatever was invaded, the main website appears to be up. Today is the 19th. We are in the process of responding to a serious incident involving access to our network and headquarters-based systems. Several services such as Logbook of the World and the ARRL Learning Center are affected. Please know that restoring access is our highest priority, and we are expeditiously working with outside. One of the things we can say is there's a lot of IT people or retired IT people like me who have ham radio licenses. So if they need help, they've literally got thousands of people they could potentially call on who are in fact actively working in IT and may be an expert at something they need. I would do it fast. Let's look at the main page. How to listen to audio news on the air magazine, licensing and education training. Be a radio amateur. This is the ARRL Education Department. They said this was hit. Popular links. Login instructions, FCC information. Let's click on that one. The page is there. Okay? How about regulatory and advisory? It answers. Technology. It answers. So mainly, it looks like they may be back in business. Now I'm going to add something. And it's part of the reason why I'm doing this, and I'm going to say thank you to Abrams, the fellow that, his name is Lawrence. Let's see if it was Abrams himself. Yeah, Lawrence Abrams himself wrote this. For all we know, he may very well be a ham radio operator. Wait a minute. Lawrence Abrams is owner and editor-in-chief of Bleeping Computer. Let's go. Ham radio operator. Let's see if he's... They came up with a link to the article. And it doesn't look like there's any direct connection to ham radio. Just checking. Now, kind of on a closing note, I said in the midst of this tirade that it's all automated and eventually they'll get to you. Yes, even you. Now let's talk about a slight coincidence. I did a doctor visit this past week. Yes, I'm going to live. And after it was finished, I was talking with the doctor and a new physician's assistant that came on board. And the topic of cyber break-ins came up. And she said, oh yes, we've had that happen to us. Do you have it? My doctor's office, a couple of years back. They're going to get to everybody. Remember I told you one of the things that I do is that I do all the security updates and scans and everything every Friday, and that I watch things like bleeping computer to see if there's a major announcement about updates to the browsers. It's the minimum I can do to try. And if there's a website that I don't think is safe or I'm not familiar with, because mostly I only go to certain websites. I don't just wander the world for the most part. And the reason is, for the lack of or low level of security in the entire system, why bother? And has my weekly updates and full checks in the past 2 different times. Yup, twice. Got them early. We'll see if they tell us how it was that they got into this. Steve AB4L, ham radio operator AB4L. Oh! Steve AB4EL is the name of the channel. Saying, see you in 73.